Good evening and welcome to Game 1 of the Memorial Day Tournament for the Division 3 Gales. Gales taking on the 702 High Rollerz this evening here out of Las Vegas. Game starting a little bit early. It's be Game 1 for the weekend. The other Gale teams having game earlier today, where the 16U team took on the Alberta Wolfpack with a 3-1 win. The Division 1 team begins their series tomorrow. As a heads up, this Division 3 team slightly different from the one last season as things were shaken up a little bit. Last season, Gorman rostered a Division 2 and a Division 3 teams. This season, a total of 4 teams. A Division 1 team, a 16U team, a Division 3 team, and a JV team. Was provided a roster, as a heads up, fair warning, provided a roster not too long ago, so I'm going to do my best with some of the names. Apologize for any mispronunciations. I'm doing this on the fly while the Gales warm up. All right, we're going to roll through the roster here while the boys wrap up warm-ups. Number 31, Ryan Fairclough. Number 35, Dylan Kelly. Number 60, AJ Bonifazio. Number 62, Aiden Farragut. Number 63, Jackson Poole. We're going to go with that for right now. I apologize if I got that wrong. Number 64, Evan Omoletio. Number 66, Xavier Couchet. Number 68, DC Swanson. Number 69, Hudson Ledler. Number 70, James Dunnigan. 71, Cash Johnson. 72, Caden O'Hara. 73, Tristan Scherberta. I don't believe will be playing this evening. Number 74, Trevor Gall. 75, Frankie Sapancic. 77, Nathan Brevort. Now 78, Keegan Gilbert. Number 79, Evan Davis. As a heads up, these are not the jerseys or the numbers they'll be rolling with through the regular season, except for, I think, a couple kids. As the boys are rocking their practice jerseys. As the teams were formed not too long ago. All right, looks like kicking off first period. It'll be Frankie Spancic, Xavier Cachet, and DC Swanson for your forwards. Evan Davis, and waiting for a number for the other defenseman. Trevor Gall. We are starting 5 up front, back in net. So you believe we have Dylan Kelly. Yes, Kelly net. Gales win the first face-off, and Davis brings it back around through the zone, tries to brush off the forward, sends it across the boards, out to the other side. Swanson brings it out of the zone and into the offensive zone. Almost picked off by Crochet. Gale's able to keep it in the zone with a poke check. And the High Rollerz feed it across. This is going to be an icing. But going to come on back to the Gales offensive zone. Gales change up their lines. Taking the face-off in the offensive zone. Looks like we're going to go with Cash Johnson in center. To his left, Nathan Brewart. Didn't catch to his right. Hudson sends it back in and takes a hit along the blue line. Caden O'Hara, the right side, couldn't stop it. They're going to wave off the icing. Kelly stops puck behind the net, sends it around the boards. Yale's chipping up and out of the zone, just out of reach. Cash Johnson instead back in. Walked up by Nathan Brewart. Tries to get a stick in there. Gale's able to pin it in the zone. Cash Johnson shot off the pads. Back behind the goal line. Brewart brings it across the center and gets picked off. 72 Rollerz send it across the ice. Comes back out to Kelly. Kelly holds there for the defenseman. And chipped in. Couldn't get it deep enough. And the Rollerz send it back into the zone. Gale's on the back check. Hudson Ladler sends it across the boards. Trying to hit Johnson. Odd bounce off the wall. And Gale's chip it out of the zone. Trying to clear the neutral zone, bring it in. Gale's able to send it deep back to the goal line. 702 sends it across, picked off by Dunnigan. And 702 on the forecheck through the neutral zone, sent it across and chipped into the zone. Defense sends it across the goal line, sends it up to the blue line, held in by 702. Puck comes out and sent deep and into the corner. Picked up by Aiden Farrager. Looking for a passing option. And he's going to walk it up himself through the neutral zone. Picked off by 702. And Shea able to get it down to the hash marks. 702's pass picked off and sent back deep. And High Rollerz ice the puck. Cash Johnson into the faceoff with Trevor Gall and Evan Davis. Gall sends it back around the boards. Cash Johnson takes a hit from behind. As it on the boards. Battling with Spancic. Got all three forwards up high. No one. We're down low. No one up high for the breakout. 702 brings it across. And puck up and out of play. 10:56 remaining in the first period. Was not able to get the scoreboard put up in time for the game. I apologize. We'll have to do this the old-fashioned way. Swanson, Sapancic, and Johnson into the faceoff. 702 brings it into the zone. Got 2-on-1 shot into the legs of Evan Davis. Puck still in the zone. Swanson ties up the player. Cash Johnson takes a hit, trying to clear the zone. Sapancic couldn't hold on to it. He's battling. Comes back to the D. Sends it across and up. And Swanson will bring it in. And High Rollerz goalie able to glove it. Crochet in for the faceoff. Comes out. Walks it across the goal line. Shot. Short side. Goalie able to keep the pads on the ice. With the save. 10-12 remaining in the first period. Shots on goal. 3-0 in favor of the Gales. Crochet in for the faceoff. Comes back out to the corner. Gale's able to hold on to it. Walk it around behind the goal line. Send it in front in the crease. Shot. Save. Comes back out to the blue line. Slap shot. Sent wide. So the two trying to get it, but couldn't clear. Fed back deep by Caden O'Hara. Backhand shot sent wide by the goalie. And 702 sends it around the boards. They're going to wave off the icing. Hudson feeds it up across the blue line. Boucher sends it back deep. Walks it across. Brings it around behind the goal. Feeds it back down to the defenseman. Shot off the player. Boucher walks it back along the goal line. Sends it to the blue line. Sent across. Shot off the goalie's pads. And High Rollerz on the forecheck the other direction. Berger presses and forces a shot. It's sent wide by Kelly. Berger feeds it up to the winger. Couldn't get the connection there. And he's going to regroup back behind the goal line. Send it across. Then again, brushes up a hit. And number 63 is going to send it deep. No icing. Dunnigan didn't get there first. Back behind the goal line. Is pressed off. Cash Johnson able to force a turnover. Walks it back around. Dangles. And High Rollerz send it in the corner. And again, forces to send it out. And Gale's able to hold it. 74 shot. Loose out front. And Swanson comes in. Forces a turnover. Fazio comes in, forces a turnover. So the High Rollerz get it. They bring it across the neutral zone. Picked up by the Gales and walked up. Fed in. High Rollerz couldn't hold on to it. Apologize, folks. We have another parent recording front. Shot and covered by the goalie. Boucher trying to get one extra one in before the goalie was able to cover. Boucher in for the faceoff with Swanson and Sapancic with him. O'Hara sends it back across. O'Hara has it at the blue line. Shot. Loose out front. Gales walk it around. Send it back to the blue line. Hudson sends it across. Couldn't get it to the blue line and keep it in. O'Hara dumps it in and gets a hit in the process. Boucher Swanson with a solid hit. Swanson with a second solid hit. No penalty on the play as he had the puck. DC tangled up with the puck underneath him. Try sending up to Boucher. And it's going to be icing on the High Rollerz. Swanson with 2 huge hits back behind the goal line. And the Gales go on the offensive here. Johnson report. And sorry, folks, still trying to see the numbers. Puck sent from the blue line. Couldn't get the shot off. 77 has it. Brings it back behind the line. Walks it up front in the crease. Boys are tied up. Shot comes back out. And Gale send it back to the boards. Cash Johnson's going to get there first and feeds it back deep. Sorry. Revort's going to get there and send it back deep. Revort has it. Shot. Off the stick. Up and into the glass. Gales maintaining possession in the offensive zone. Berger brings it up. Shot. Just to the left of the net. Comes back out to Poole. Cash Johnson, the stick lift. Takes a hit in the corner. And 702 comes around. Picked back up. 64. Berger sends it in again. Couldn't get the tip in by Johnson. 7-2 regroup back behind their own net. Comes back out to Berger. Berger sends it across. Kept in. And shot off the skate of the high roller player. Another shot. Bounce back out to the blue line. Another shot off the skate. Berger's another shot off a player. And High Rollerz going across. Berger pinches and able to come away with it. Feeds it back into the neutral zone where Cash Johnson there. Sends it across. Just out of reach, but he's able to get it through. Picked by the defenseman, and they're trying to take advantage of the change. Evan Davis sends it across. Fed back out to the winger, but picked off. Shot. Save Kelly as Evan Davis sends it back around the boards. Winger feeds it up. Couldn't hit the forward. Dunnigan in motion, pressing. And it comes back out just out of reach of Evan Davis. No icing. Turned over up front. Goal, High Rollerz. With 4:46 remaining in the first period. Looks like an interception from D to D pass. O'Hara sends it across to the feet of D.C. Swanson. Sends it back out to the defenseman. You see pressed along the boards. And Hudson backhands it out into the neutral zone. We are playing high school rules where the boys can tag up on an offsides. Feed into the crease. O'Hara brings it up. Dumps it into the zone, but it gets picked off or tipped. And back behind the bench. I'm going to go ahead and try to get above the recording parent to the left. Face off in the neutral zone. Spancic is able to maintain possession, walks it in, gets tripped up, no call. Berger pinches up, but couldn't hold on to it. Cash Johnson with a steal. The High Rollerz bring it back across. Johnson steals it back and brings it over by himself. 1-on-4. Gets hit and tied up. Loses at the goal line and fed back around. Sent across through the center. Shot to Pancic. Make it 1-1 with 3:28 remaining in the first. Gales win the face-off, beat it back across, but picked up by the High Rollerz. High Rollerz bring it down to the corner. It's pinched off by Crochet. Berger sends it across. Goes out to the winger after the center, and Crochet brings it over. He's got two of the Gales with him. Brings it wide to the right. Takes a hit after the pass. Evan Davis waiting at the blue line. Gales bring it up high, but 702 picks it up. It's at the feet. Comes out to Crochet. Brings it around. Drops it back to Evan Davis. Shot. And off the player and wide. Ball pitches up. Keep it in the zone. And 702 tries clearing, but picked up. 5 aboard. Shea grabs it in the corner. It's tripped up. Sent across. Gall feeds it back up to the top of the circle. And puck comes out. No icing. As Evan Davis back checks to grab it. Got Gall with him. Evan Davis feeds it up to Dunnigan. Dunnigan couldn't hold on to it in the neutral zone. 702 brings it the other direction, but couldn't maintain possession. He'll send it across. Fed out. Just out of reach. Dunnigan. Johnson sends it in the zone. Up and over the net to the glass. Comes out. And Hudson dodging the ref to get to it. O'Hara dangles. Clear the forechecking High Roller. Hudson brings it up. Sends it in the zone. He's going to go on the forecheck with DC Swanson. Swanson feeds it back to Caden O'Hara. Shot off the player. It comes wide. Hudson has it. Shot off the blocker of the goalie and into the corner. 702 tries setting it out, but it's picked up. Loose at the crease. And Rollers send it to the ward where they come back the other direction. And a little dump and chase. Hard hit, and that is going to be a penalty. It's a big hit on the Gales defenseman. Ref had the hand in the air. 702 went to grab they got possession of the puck. He went to the crease as though he was going to shoot it, even though the whistle had been blown. And Gills didn't appreciate that very much. It hit out the top of the crease, and we'll see how they want to manage this. Initial penalty of roughing against the High Rollers. Gills showing 5 players. Gales now trying to find out what we're doing here. All right, High Roller heading to box. Gales on the power play. Penalty kill. Sorry, power play for the Gales. Berger shot. Tipped. Another hard hit by the Gales. High Rollers, though. The 2-on-1 on the penalty kill. Shot. Save. Kelly comes out the other direction. And 702 able to send it back into the Gales defensive zone for a clear. 63 brings along the boards. I may just go with some numbers here. Berger sends it to the boards. Stepancic tries to brush him off. Shea feeds it up. But the High Rollers send it back across into the Gale zone. Berger feeds it out to the winger. Couldn't hold on to it. could have, maybe should have been offsides. And that'll be the end of the first period. All right, getting ready to kick off the second period. Fresh 14 minutes up on the board. Score 1-1. First goal by the High Rollerz. And the Gales respond with a goal from Sapancic. Gales are going to go ahead and start the second period with 31 seconds left on a power play. Shea into the faceoff, sends back out, picked up by Evan Davis. Sends it across to the D-man. D-man sends it back to Evan. And 68 brings it into the zone. Tripped. And that's going to be another penalty. Kelly heads to the bench. Gales try stuffing it. Puck is loose, but they blow the whistle anyway. And Gales going to get 6 seconds of 5-on-3. It's a fresh minute and a half. Comes up on the board. In favor of the Gales. Johnson, Mambledio, and number 64, Mambledio. And then I cannot see the other player's number. I apologize, folks. By the end of the weekend, I'll have it just in time for the numbers to change. Number 72 brings it across, walks it up. Player comes out and feeds it back down deep. Shot. Just tipped up and over. 702 holds on to it. Johnson with a shot, ends up going wide, race to the line, couldn't hold on to it. And that is Caden O'Hara. Moves it back around, trying to find an open lane. Sends it over to Hudson. Shot. Number 77. Picked up by Cash Johnson. Back out to Caden. Caden sends it across to Hudson. And Hudson sends it around the boards. Puck back to Johnson. Along the back behind the net. Back to Johnson again. Gets it up front. Trying to get a shot off. And Johnson lands it. Just across the post. And the Gales are up 2-1 with 12:23 remaining in the second period. Shea, Bonifazio, and Dunnigan in. Dunnigan almost gets that in deep. Dunnigan comes back, grab it, chips around across into the corner, back behind the net. But comes back out to the blue line. Shot. Loose out front. Backhanded by Dunnigan. And goal. Couldn't see who got that one. Bonifazio with a goal. Same lineup as before. Fair. Crochet with the assist. As the Gales will go back on the offensive. Dunnigan tries to get a shot off, gets hit as he did so. And Berger pinches up, keep it in the zone. Has it at the circle, shot, loose out front. And the defenseman brushes the puck ever so gently towards the pads of the goalie to get covered. Gale's going to get some fresh legs on the ice. Gale's up now, 3-1 with 11:34 remaining in the second period. Shots on goal, 17-4 in favor of the Gales. Johnson in for the faceoff. Gales couldn't hold on to it, but they pick it up through the neutral zone. Spancek feeds out to the defenseman. Bring it back to the faceoff circles. Chipped up, couldn't be held in by Swanson. Swanson gets an extra check in for fun. Loose out front, Cash Johnson lost it as he was going in while dangling. And goalie able to cover, so face off back in the Gales defensive zone. Gales win it. Spancek sends it back to the blue line, fed back deep by Evan Davis. Just out of reach of Cash Johnson. Spancek gets a hit in. Moves it across, walks it back up through the center. Back out to Evan Davis, shot off the pad. Couldn't get a follow-up shot. Gale's able to keep it in. Trevor Gall, puck still in play. Walked back by Cash Johnson, fed out to the winger. .702 sends it up, airborne, glove down by Evan Davis, and Gale's able to hold it in the zone. High Rollerz needing to get a change. Swanson walks it up, takes a hit, and gives one in exchange. Johnson brings it back into the zone, sends it across, just out of reach of Zapancic. It's picked off on its way over. 702 sends it deep. Picked up by O'Hara, up, and that's going to go into the netting for a stoppage of play. Face off in the Gales defensive zone, where Kelly's getting a little bored. .10:01 remaining in the second period. High Rollerz starting out scoring in the game. High Rollerz tag up. Gale sends it across. Picked off, though, in the zone. Kept in and fed back deep. No icing on the play. Gales almost pick it off through the neutral zone, and they do. They walk it back up. Hard hit, and that is going to be a penalty on the Gales. Crochet will head to the box. Trying to get some clarification from the ref. And I think the ref said he was pretty clear. Let's see what they call for this as the Gales go on penalty kill. Like they're going to call boarding. Can't see which player is going to head in, so we'll have a player serving the minute-and-a-half penalty for Crochet, and Crochet will take 10-minute break. Johnson, Berger, O'Hara, and Dunnigan in for the kill. Puck loose out front. Shot. Kelly sends it wide. Puck back around the boards. Kelly sends it wide again. 7-2 is going to get there first. Dunnigan gets a stick in there. Just out of reach of Cash Johnson. Dunnigan pressing. Berger battling along the board. Shot off the helmet of Hulu. Cash Johnson sends it out. Another reminder that we are playing high school rules. It's not a USA Hockey sanctioned event. It's AAU, so the rules are a little different. But that will be an icing on the Gales on a misconnection through the neutral zone. All right, board in for the face-off. We got Stepancic just behind him. Just out of reach of Stepancic. Gales playing aggressive on the kill. Picked up by Stepancic and fed back deep into the zone. Held in by Evan Davis. Fed back up to Verbort. Couldn't hold on to it. And the Gales are back to full strength. Stepancic brings it back the other direction, trying to feed it up to Verbort. Takes a hit in the process. Fed back up to Cash Johnson. Keeps it in play and sends it back deep behind the goal line. Battles going into the boards. It's at the feet. Back out to the blue line. Shot off a player and up and out of play. 7:10 remaining in the second period. Shots on goal, 19-6 in favor of the Gales. Score 3-1. Goals by Stepancic, Bonifazio, and Cash Johnson. Hudson grabs a hold of it in the neutral zone, brings it back across, sends it over to Monolidio. Gets hit in the process. Johnson shot. Hits the player and goes up and over. Back out to the blue line. And blue line sends it back down deep. Cash Johnson sends it across the crease, but no one there to connect. And the High Rollerz bring it through the neutral zone. Chip it in deep. And the Gales get to work on defense. Comes back out to O'Hara. O'Hara feeds it up just out of reach. Cash Johnson brings it across. Presses the player off the puck. Sends it back to the blue line. Hudson sends it just to the left of the net. Swanson battles along the boards. Couldn't hold on to it. Comes out. Dunnigan battles along the board. Down the back check. So the True tries sending it across, but picked off. And Dunnigan on the forecheck. Shovels it across. Gets caught in the feet of the ref. And the lone player back at the blue line. Save. Dylan Kelly as it's fed up. And that is going to be an icing. Face off in the Gales defensive zone. Kelly with a huge save. This is the high roller player back behind the defense on a change. Gales control the face-off coming across. Stepancic's bringing it in. He's 2-on-0. Stepancic walks, shot off the face mask, loose out front, and finish by, I believe, number 77, Rebort. Put the Gales up 4-1 with 5:27 remaining in the second period. High Rollerz win the face-off, or control it anyways. And Gales pick it up and bring it across. Berger chips up to himself, but just out of reach of Rebort. Picked up by 63, Cooley. And that might be a tripping. It is not, according to the refs. Turned over in the neutral zone, picked up by Rebort. Fresh off his goal. He's going to walk it back into the zone. Brings it across, picked up right to the stick of Swanson. Gets a shot, but gloved. And plays dead. 4:52 remaining in the second period. Shots on goal. 23-7. Favor of the Gales. Score 4-1. Gales win the faceoff back to the blue line. But chipped up. Sent across. And sent deep. Which will be an icing on the High Rollerz. And the puck's going to come on back. Evan Davis and Trevor Gall back at the blue line. Gales win it, try feeding it up off the skate of a player. Cash Johnson battles, is able to maintain possession. Walks it back behind the net. Sends it out to the defenseman who pinched up. Johnson sends it across to Ameletio. Gets a shot, chipped up but gloved. Cash Johnson into the faceoff. Gales win it. Comes back out to the blue line. Blue line feeds it back up. Shot off the pad. No one on that side for follow-up. And goal for the Gales. Make it 5-1. Cash Johnson stepped on the puck on the way over for the line. And Gales going to regroup. Some fresh legs. 4:06 remaining in the second period. Gales win the faceoff. Comes back out to the blue line. Fed back over to Ladler. Sends it deep. And they're going to go ahead and call that icing. So they needed at least another little bit.
How would the goal 4:06 remaining in the second period?
Rebort wins the faceoff back behind the goal line. O'Hara chips it up off the glass, trying to clear it in a breakaway. Couldn't get there. Hudson pinches up. And High Rollerz lose it. Trying to get into the high slot. Puck comes back out to Dunnigan. Dunnigan's going to bring it up. Chips it up to himself. And no icing there. Rebort goes in. Dunnigan pins the player to the wall. Stepancic staying high. Guess the puck comes out. Comes around. Stepancic on the case, pressing him off the puck. Gets through. picked up by Ladler. And O'Hara chips it up to Sabancic. He's going to bring it back in the zone and regroup for a better look. Out to Verbort. Verbort walks it up. Shot off stick and up and into the netting. Just below the scoreboard, which reads 2:55 remaining in the second period. Gales up 5-1. 27-7 shots on goal in favor of the Gales. Cash Johnson, 2 goals already for the evening. In for the face-off. Puck comes back up to blue line. Fairger shot off the stick and the other way. Puck comes the other direction. Kelly's going to need to come up with a save. And the High Rollerz is able to make a connection there. To make it 5-2 with 2:45 remaining in the second period. Same lineup as before. Shot off the pads, wide, or off the net, sorry. Cash Johnson goes in for a hit. He's tied up. He's hit in the face. No call for high sticks. Took the toe of the stick to his face. And it comes out the other direction. And that's going to be an icing. .2:14 remaining in the second period. Face off the Gales' offensive zone. Report in to the face off with Gall and Davis back at the blue line. Puck comes back out to Evan Davis. Winds up, shot off the body of the High Roller. Chips it up, picked up by Evan Davis and fed back deep. Picked off. High Rollers bring it across into the zone. Shot off the shins of Evan Davis. Chipped up, gloves by Sabancic. Walks it in. He's got Verbort with him. Shot. Bounces across just out of the stick of Verbort before he get a shot off. Gale's able to keep it in. Send it back down deep. High Rollers bring it around. Sabancic in pursuit. And chipped up, but turned over out to Evan Davis. Evan Davis feeds it back up. Bonifazio gets a shot off with a save. Gales win the faceoff, send it back to the blue line, send it across, just out of reach of O'Hara. O'Hara walks it and sends it deep. When in doubt, send it deep. And puck come back the other direction. The High Rollers bring it across the neutral zone, walk it in. O'Hara gets a stick in there and sends it into the corner. O'Hara battles long, chips it across the goal line, and out to Mamalatio. I apologize, folks. I'm doing what I can. Shot. Johnson. And that makes it 3. Johnson with a hat trick to open up the D3 team season with 44.6 seconds remaining in the second period. The board in for the faceoff with Sabancic and Swanson. And Bear in on defense. The board in on the forecheck, pressing, knocks down a player, and goalie able to get a glove on that. 26.9 seconds remaining in the second period. Same lineup as before. Gale is able to control the faceoff. Sapancic walks it across, brings it over, gets poke checked off the stick. O'Hara brings it, dangles around, not once but twice. Shot. And Sapancic with his second for the evening off the rebound from Aiden Faird. Make it 7-2. Swanson in for the faceoff. There walks it up and sends it across. Picked up by High Rollerz. And that'll be the end of the second period. Cruchet still in the box. Levy has a few more minutes when we resume play in the third period. All right, getting ready to kick off the third period. Kicking off the third period, looks like we have Evan Davis, Bonifazio, Cash Johnson, James Dunnigan, and I believe Trevor Gall. Refs sharing a few words with the boys. All right. Get the party started. 7-2, controlling the faceoff, but chipped in, picked up by Dunnigan. Dunnigan walks it across, shot off the post, and up into the netting. Johnson in for the faceoff. Gall and Davis back to the blue line. Gales win it back to Evan Davis. Shot. Looks like it got deflected and sent a little wide. Gales pick it up. Blue line. Dunnigan sends it across through the crease and had the stick lifted. Couldn't connect. As the High Rollerz bring it across. And Dunnigan gets a little hit in there just for bringing it through the neutral zone. High Rollerz send it into the corner and controlling it. Try sending it right outside the crease, but picked up by the Gales. Back at the blue line, shot tipped, and Kelly sends out wide. Evan Davis takes a hard hit. Gales tries chipping it out. Another shot wide of the net. It's going to come back out. Dunnigan gets it, and he's on the forecheck the other direction. He's got 3-on-1. Shot just wide of the net. And Ladler sends it back out to O'Hara. O'Hara, boys trying to take advantage of a change. Comes out to Dunnigan. Dingles it across. Shot. Gets a rebound. Brings it back behind the net. Tries feeding it front of the crease, sorry, folks. As Hudson sends it back around, back behind the goal line, picked up by the Rollerz. High Rollerz sent it across, picked up at the blue line, fed back deep. Swanson brings it across, backhands it down deep. Bonifazio takes a hit, top of the circle. Couldn't connect. Swanson. O'Hara brings it across to Swanson. Swanson couldn't hold on to it. It comes back the other direction, but picked up by Ledler. Boys tag up and bring it in. Swanson dodges a hit. Brings it across the goal line. Shot behind the goalie. Doesn't make it in. Swanson taking quite a few hits back behind the net. High Rollerz try clearing. Can't. Sent back across to Hudson. Doesn't have a lot of room to work with. And High Rollerz bring it back the other direction. O'Hara comes in to support. O'Hara walks it around behind the net, sends it back out to Swanson. Swanson's got Stepancic with him. Swanson brings it up, fishes it to the crease. No one there. Stepancic has it, dangles it around, keeps it in play. Brings it up, dangles, has possession, and goal. Stepancic now with 2 for the evening. Score 8-2 with 10:30 remaining and counting in the third period. Puck's going to continue running here. It's like Crochet is out of the box, back in the lineup, being to take the face-off. With Dunnigan to his left. Chipped up. And High Rollerz send it back the other direction. No icing on the play. Picked up by 63. Dodges a hit. Brings it across. Aiden Farrager brings it across. Sends out to forward in motion, but just out of reach. Farrager brings it across. Feeds it up to the blue line, chipped up into the neutral zone. It's at the feet of the High Rollerz. Farrager sends it up. That is no icing. Feel that the boys could have played it. Dunnigan is able to keep it in the zone. Gets bumped around a little bit. Comes out, kept in by the Gales. Get a shot in. And Crochet brings it across into the corner, takes a hit. High Rollerz trying to get it clear. Crochet takes a player down, starts battling in along the boards. Who was able to hold it in. But the High Rollerz bring it across. They're in motion. They're at the top, trying to get a shot off. And Kelly able to get a stick in there and send it wide. Couldn't tell if it was Kelly or the defenseman. Gales with a critical save there. Turned over. 7-2, not able to get a shot off on the turnover. Chipped up. And Bears going to get there first. Chips it through. But that's going to be icing. Just a little over 8 minutes remaining in the third period. Score 8-2 in favor of the Gales. Gales trying to get their lineup in place. Crochet into the face-off. Boys trying to figure out the sides. Defense brings along the boards. Let's try to fish it out. Picked up, though, by 7-2. Gets a shot off. Sent wide by Kelly. Bort chips it up. Trying to hit the winger, but just out of reach. As 7-2 sends deep. That is going to be an icing, though. Did not make the red line. And 7:15 remaining in the third period. Gales up 8-2. Shea in for the faceoff. It's got Evan Davis and Trevor Gall. Trevor Gall was able to get it. Was sent, shot by Crochet. Crochet has a goal. And 7-2, not too happy. The board goes into support Crochet. And it looks like Report and the opposing player will head to the box. The little 2-minute timeout. Sorry, minute and a half as the clock runs. They will not start the penalty clock until play resumes. Bring this back out to center ice after the goal. 9-2 now. Evan Davis sends it across and sent in. Ball sends it in the zone. DC Swanson battling. Shot, short side. Picked up by the High Rollerz. High Rollerz bring it across. They got 3-on-2 with Swanson back checking. Hard hit by Evan Davis. Evan Davis now on the forecheck. And Davis opts to send it deep, but hits the ref on the way over and covered up by the goalie just outside the crease. 5:15 remaining in the third period. Score of 9-2 in favor of the Gales. Shots on goal, 37-10 in favor of the Gales. Cash Johnson in for the faceoff. Johnson with a hat trick already this evening. Puck goes back out to the blue line. O'Hara sends it across to Ladler, who sends it into the crease. Comes back out. Ladler trying to send it back out to O'Hara. O'Hara able to get a stick in there. Dispossessed the forward checker from the puck. Picked off, though. So O'Hara ties up the forward. Dunnigan sends it across. Had to dodge a hit in the process. Cash Johnson battling. Trying to get to the puck. It comes back the other direction from the High Rollerz. O'Hara sends it out to Ladler, who sends it deep and goes for his own puck. Gets a hit in the process. Picked up by Cash Johnson. Shot up in the air. Berger backhands it down low. Dunnigan battling with Cash Johnson. Dunnigan is tripped up. Boys battle along the boards. Comes out to the feet of Cash Johnson. Puck is loose. And 7:02 clears it the other direction. And that is going to be, I'm sorry, folks. It's going to be an icing. Come back the other direction. 3:25 remaining in the third. We are running the clock continuously at this point due to the goal differential. Apologize, folks. Puck comes back out to the blue line. Shot. Hits a player. It's the High Rollerz. Shot off the shins and coming back the other direction. Berger feeds it up. And Crochet brings it in. He's got Stepancic with him. Stepancic couldn't field it. Shot comes up and over the net. Comes back out to the blue line. Farragut has it one more time. Walks it up. Shot. Sent wide. Puck loose at the goal line. 7:02 tries clearing it. Berger gets there in time. Sends it across. 2:10 remaining in the third. Shot off the skate, and it's coming back the other direction. Spancic back at defense. Berger picks it up, chips it up to the forward. A very tired forward. Set across. Spancic brings it to the center. Got a back checker. Dangles, shot, and Spancic with the hat trick as well. That's two of them. As he says hi to the boys. Gales now with two players with hat tricks. Make it a 10-2 game, 1:20 remaining in the third period. Shots on goal, 38-10 in favor of the Gales. Gall sends it back up through the neutral zone, just out of reach of Swanson. Evan Davis backhands it in. The boys tag up. High Rollerz back behind their own goal line, looking for a passing option. Cash Johnson tripped up. Player gets hit. The waning seconds here, 43 seconds remaining in the third period. Try to get through this without any injuries. Shot, chipped up, off the post, and not in. Goal. Trying to see who got that. 22 seconds remaining. Trying to see who that is. Number 68. DC Swanson. And that is going to be it. Gales get the first win of the season, spring season. I believe it was a 10-2 win. 41 shots on goal to 10. 2 hat tricks. Cash Johnson and Frankie Spancic. Kelly in net this evening. Next game for the D3 team will be tomorrow night at 9:40 p.m.-ish, unless it runs early again, as this one did. I believe they will be playing the Junior Seals tomorrow night. All right, that is correct. Junior Seals tomorrow night, 9:40 p.m. Pacific time. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow evening.